Hello and welcome back to my Lucifer build from Hazbin Hotel. I am Chaotic Neutral Cosplay and you are watching me about to lose my making hats. History facts with CJ, because we're all missing that in the last video, weren't we? The phrase mad as a hatter came from back when hatters, which are actually probably called milliners, used mercury in their hat making, and the chemical absorption eventually did drive a lot of them mad. However, after making Lucy's hat, I'm also fairly certain they just went mad because hats are stupid. So that being said, there are a couple of key elements I really want to focus on with Lucifer's hat, like the width of the brim for sure, and the shape of the crown. The crown itself looks like it slopes down a bit in the back, and also it flares out just a bit at the top, so those are going to be key elements in my patterning. I've never made a top hat before, so I'm going to trace the inner brim of my other top hat, one that I've already owned, and use that to give myself a starting point for Lucy's hat. The biggest advantage here is the shape and size. Since top hats aren't round, they're actually more egg-shaped near the head and then round at the top or the crown. And also size-wise, since I know this hat fits over my already styled wig. Then I'm going to trace the inner brim on my mock-up fabric and make the rest of the pattern from scratch using measurements I've estimated for my hat. And this is really what makes this hat a challenge for me. I've never made a hat like this before, so in theory I know how, but in practice, I don't have any knowledge of how to adjust or shape or nip and tuck a pattern to adjust a shape. So every time I need to adjust something, I'm gonna have to make the whole hat over again from scratch with different adjustments and sizes of the patterns to get the shape I want. So, first full mock-up hat. This is super cute and it actually looks like a hat! Round of applause for me, woohoo! Everything's great, except it's actually too small to fit on my head over the wig, so, you know, hats are stupid. So, back to the patterning stage. I'm gonna add about an inch to all my pattern dimensions and see what that does for me. Round 2. Definitely feeling better about this shape. I've also tilted the back of the crown down a lot lower than before, which has given me the tilt that I wanted. So pattern vanquished, it is time to cut my fabric. This is like a 3-minute clip in 10x time, so I'm not gonna make you watch the whole thing, but like, appreciate the whole 2 hours it took me to cut this out. I'm using felt as my interfacing or base to give me something to sew my structure into. Since I'm not making this hat out of foam and it's purely fabric, I want that. And I have a really soft blended cotton I'm using to cover that. Then the hat material itself is this gorgeous shiny white sequin material that has some really fun geometric designs on it. I'm cutting the pieces of the crown in different directions along these patterns to give the hat this really fun zigzag look. You'll see, it's really sick. The lining is a red satin velvet. Unfortunately, the consequences of my actions are catching up to me now with all the sequins all over the floor and everything. No, like seriously, I went to dance the next week and I looked down after warm-up and there were the consequences of my actions staring up at me. So like, they are all over everything forever now. I'm using horsehair boning to stiffen my pieces and then attaching my sequin fabric to them. This is the very top slash center slash actual crown of my hat. You can see the patterns I was talking about, and then here's the boning on the inside. I'm gonna repeat that process with all of the pieces of the crown and move on to the brim. Oh god, okay, so from here on out, most of the hat is hand sewn. To start the brim, I'm gonna hand stitch wire all the way around. I've also added horsehair boning, and between the boning and the wire, I'm planning to give the brim a little bit of shape once it's all done. Now, I'm gonna attach the velvet and the sequins to either side of the brim, which I have to sew by hand because I tried on my sewing machine and the brim was way too large to fit. Whoop whoop whoop. From here, I'm pulling the sequins over the edge of the brim and gonna hand sew them down to finish the edge. And then I'm going to pull the velvet into the hat band area and through into the crown of the hat and hand sew that down. To finish it all off, to make it look nice and proper, and also to stay on my head better, I've added a velvet hat band. The grain of the velvet is set so that it'll catch on my wig and stay put rather than sliding off. And this, bum 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 bum, is my finished Lucifer hat. I also made the accessories by hand, but I did not record them. So the worm is all hand sewn, and then the crown is thermoplastic, and I did a worm on the string because I thought Lucifer would love worms on a string. I bet he thinks they are the greatest inventions humans have ever made, aside from duckies. So yeah, that's my pretty fantastic Lucifer Morningstar hat. I am actually super excited to wear this at the next con coming up. My next video should be his vest, which I'm going to do as a corset vest, and I'm very, very excited for, so stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, you can see more updates on my Instagram, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!